name's Amy Brown, and this is my podcast, Nerdy For, where I ask cool and interesting people, usually stand-up comedians, what they're nerdy for. On this podcast, I speak with Holly Ballantine. She is a giggle love fest. She is also producing and doing amazing, amazing festivals called the West End Festival. I always say it West Side Festival, but that's a musical. That's not what she does. And we talk about she got hit by a train. It's funnier when you talk to her about it. And we also talk about her hysterectomy. Oh, this is a page turner. You're gonna love it. Oh, and at the end, I ask her all these questions to find out what she's nerdy for, and I forgot to tell her what her like nerd level was, and she is a romantic girl nerd. Definitely with her affection for Marvel and sexy men, and as a teenager, like being like just having all these crushes on baseball guys. So that's her. If you're wondering, she is a romantic girl nerd. And let's go. Welcome to Nerdy For, the podcast where we find out what cool and interesting people are nerdy for. I'm your host, Amy Brown, and I am super excited to be with my new friend from like 5 years ago.
Your new old friend.
My new old friend, Holly Ballantine. Holly Ballantine, welcome to my costume closet.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm excited to be here.
I'm so glad you're here. I've been traveling. I haven't been around people who haven't been my family for 3 weeks, and I am pent up. Oh my God.
Also, for 2 weeks, no one really spoke English.
Yes, I was in Japan. They spoke English, but not enough really to get my humor.
Yeah.
And there's only so many fart jokes you can make with your hands before they don't let you ride in the front of the car anymore.
Oh, Holly, I angle the mic for a little bit more towards you. There we go. Perfect.
Okay, there we go. But yeah, not enough about me. Here, we have a little glass of champagne. Let's cheers to my friend Holly Ballantine. You did it.
Cheers.
Cheers.
I mean, everyone got to hear it, though. It's good Foley.
Yes. And Joel's with us. Joel, I missed you. I brought a bunch of...
I know. I'm excited.
I brought some Japanese candy back for you. And sorry to do all this housekeeping at the top of your episode, but we painted the backdrop and I've decorated my podcast studio / costume closet. I think it looks more sexier.
It looks good.
So yeah, Holly, you get to be the first guest to break into the new sexier studio.
I knew Holly Ballantine was coming. I was like, I've got to get my life together.
You painted it my favorite color too. That's so thoughtful. Yes.
Tiffany blue.
Yes. So pretty. Probably not for the same reasons, but yeah, I do like Tiffany blue. It's very pretty.
Good things come in small packages. Heyo. I'm so happy you're here.
I am too.
I want to find out. I want to find out what you're nerdy for. I also want to hear your story. So, let's start. Well, let me give you like a quick update on how I know you, and then you can be like, all of that is wrong.
Okay.
Okay. So I met you doing stand-up comedy in Atlanta, and how long have you been doing comedy?
It'll be 5 years in August. So almost
I'm 5 years in October. We have the same birthday. Okay, that's wonderful. So we've been doing the same amount of time. Yeah. And so...
Wait, you're 5 years in October? How have I been doing comedy longer than you?
I don't know. We're doing it together. You're like killing it. You're doing, like, we're all doing...
Yeah, but I think that was my first, like, Laughing Skull open mic, but I was, like, you were established, like, way before me. That was my first time doing it, but then it was just, like... You know, every like 6 weeks I would do Laughing Skull, but that was all I did. Like I wasn't like running shows or booked on shows and stuff.
Quit your day job and abandon your family and start going to every class that was offered.
No,
like Laughing Skull, Joel Byers, Lace Larrabee.
Yeah, no, I took Lace Larrabee's class a year later, so I took that in November of 2019.
Okay, so yeah, we're the same class. We're OG 5 years ago. What, 2018?
Yeah.
That's our
grade.
2019. 2019. I can't do math.
So you're about to have your 6-year anniversary then.
No, I might have gotten the dates wrong. I don't know time. I live in a world of glitter and pink and teal.
Yeah.
I don't do clocks. Calendars are a struggle. I'm dyslexic. Every day is a Wordle.
So it may even be your 10-year anniversary. We don't know. We'll never know.
I never know when my anniversary is. I get my husband's birth date wrong a lot.
I have like no trouble memorizing dates, so just tell me when it is, and I'll send you a reminder text before.
Just call Amy for all of her important dates. Honestly, she'll probably pay you too. Like she'll be like, hey, listen, I need a human calendar.
Yeah, I'll do it.
And then, so my mom, I got married on the 12th, and I think, and I think my parents got married on the 11th of the same month, and so I'm like, wait, which one's us? Yeah. I get confused all the time. This is boring. I want to talk about you. Okay, you do comedy. You grew up in Texas. You moved to Atlanta. And tell me about your day job, and then tell me about what you're nerdy for.
Okay, so day job, I do scheduling and estimates for a company. So I work from home, and at night I do comedy. I run like 10 shows a month with Hissy Fit Comedy. I co-produce that with Amber Chandler and Sarah Britt, and we run a bunch of shows and then just do comedy. I do comedy full time, but like I couldn't like pay my mortgage with comedy. So
no one can. Who can? Yeah. Like 5 people can actually pay it.
I don't think the bank's gonna take drink tickets or wings. I don't know.
I have a theory. There's only like one $20 bill in the entire Atlanta community, and it's just Venmo'd around every night. It gets Venmo'd in a circle.
Yeah, and then someone Venmos you $15, and you're like, what the fuck? That's not what we're supposed to do.
No,
we can't do that.
The economy's hurting.
Yeah, you can't keep that $5.
Oh, that's too funny. And you produced a very successful and wonderful festival.
Oh,
yes.
That's what
yes,
the festival,
the West End Comedy Festival. Yeah, we're about to start taking submissions for the 3rd one. But yeah, it's a great festival. I co-produce it with Karen Felix and Amber Chandler and Joe Pettis. We've had 2. And then Amy was nice enough to let Amber and I stay at her house during the festival.
Yeah, I talked to Amber because I'm blanking on her name. Who was it that did Nerdy for?
Caitlin Palufo.
That was it, Caitlin. Yeah, Caitlin did it, and then y'all left to go to go to the actual festival.
She was the first comic we booked when we started brainstorming. They were like, "Who do you want?" And before he could like put a period on the sentence, I was like, "Caitlin Palufo!" Like I'm obsessed with her.
I'm obsessed with her too.
Yeah, she's so good.
I was fangirling so bad when she was over here, and then she's like gotten a Don't Tell out recently, and a Comedy Central. There's 2 things that came out recently of her just murdering.
She's so good. I did a festival with her after West End in Houston, the Riot Comedy Festival, and there was like this one like small venue. It was just one of her like extra shows, not like her biggest show. And I have never seen someone just make beautiful chaos like for just 40 minutes. I was just like, I wouldn't want to do 5 minutes in front of this crowd. And she just straight murdered and got every ounce of laughter from all of those people that she could. It was crazy.
Oh, I love it. I love seeing someone murder. I heard Matthew Broussard say, you try following Caitlin Palufo at the Comedy Cellar.
Yeah. It's just like, I don't know how she does it. Like, I'm tired from watching her. Like, just her delivery, she puts everything she has into her performance, and I'm just like, okay, well, I need a nap after watching you do that.
She's recording a special or an album. I don't know if it's video and in San Francisco.
I saw that. Yeah.
I don't know when this is going to come out,
she's
though.
So good. Like, in 2 years, she's going to be like, wait, I did your festival? She's going to be so famous. She's not even going to remember, like, doing our festival.
Yes, I hope so. She's so good.
I know.
It's wonderful.
I'll say this. As I used to book a lot of stand-up shows, but I do like a lot of stand-ups especially because we're all stand-up nerds. And then you talk to them, and you're like, oh, you're not going to remember 3 years. They're like, I'm totally like that. They're like, to you have a glamorous life, and then other people, they're like, so how are you gonna prove what your income is?
Yeah. Oh gosh, I know.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Festival made watching you guys just to have a festival made my armpits sweat because it looks like so much work, so many moving parts, and you have a family, and a job. And it's also for co-producers can make it helpful, or it can be more chaos.
Yeah.
Depending on how well everyone communicates and how, like, if you guys know each other well enough. I kind of want to say, like, what are the pros and cons, but I also don't want to, like, to be a downer.
No. You can ask that. Like,
what were the coolest parts?
Honestly, having 4 of us, we all have our strengths. Like Joe, anything that had to do with the website, like that was all Joe. I mean, we got so many compliments because everyone had their own little pages, like you could click and see all their shows. He did anything that had to do with that. He did a lot of the communication with the comics. I'm very organized. I did the schedule.
Was it in what kind of software did you use?
Google
Docs, Google Sheets?
Yeah, I use Google Sheets. Yeah, I have a spreadsheet. I literally have a spreadsheet about people who owe me favors. Like I have so many spreadsheets.
Wow.
I literally do. Every time someone does my show in Atlanta and they're like, "Let me know if you ever come to LA," I'm like, blah blah blah, LA, and like when I go, I'm like, "Hey, can I do your show?" I keep track.
This is why you're so good at networking.
Oh yeah. Oh no. I keep
this
receipts.
This makes so much sense right now because you do have I'm like, where do I go next? I don't know where to go perform.
I know.
And you're like, well, try these 3 people.
I know.
It's really good.
That's how I know when people come to Atlanta and they ask for shows. I'm like, yeah, we try. I mean, sometimes we can't, but if we have spots, we always welcome out of towners. And then when we go to New York or Denver or LA, we're like, hey, remember when you did our little show?
Yeah, you've been traveling a lot recently. You were in Texas.
Yeah, I did. I was in Texas with Amber and Lace Larrabee. And
that sounds like fun.
Oh, it was so much fun. I don't know if you know, but Amber did fall off a bird scooter, and we did have to take an ambulance ride to the hospital in Austin, Texas.
Those are really expensive.
Yeah, it was very expensive. So we went out, and
does she have health insurance?
Yeah, she does.
Okay, good.
And we went out in Austin, and then we went to these food trucks to get food, and I couldn't decide if I wanted lo mein or chicken fried rice, so I got both.
Classic.
And I was going back to the hotel, and I looked at Lace and Amber, and I said, no more scooters. No more scooters. And went back to the hotel, and about 10 minutes later, I got a call from Lace, and she was like, so there's been an accident. 911 has been called.
Did she? Okay. Was she trying to get lo mein, or did
they got their food. I just got mine first, and I was tired of waiting. We were waiting on Lace's food, so I went back. It was like 2 blocks. And they didn't make it 2 blocks on the scooter, and Amber hurt her knee, and we had to go to the ER.
I know the panic I have when I know my food has been delivered and it's getting cold.
Yeah,
and you have no microwave. You don't have any microwave. Oh God, yeah. I have a friend who was riding a scooter in Washington D.C. and she got hit by a truck.
Gosh.
She was like, "Oh my God, this truck is gonna hit me," and she told me her thought was, oh God, there's a warm pizza at home waiting for me, and I'm not going to eat it before I die.
Oh my God. No, I can empathize with that.
It crushed her helmet, and she was okay.
Yeah.
But
I went into labor, and I had just made spaghetti, and I told my husband, we are not going to the hospital until I eat this spaghetti. I've wanted it all day.
Did you have the spaghetti?
I did.
Yeah.
I mean, labor does, it's not instant, you just okay, start getting the bags ready.
Yeah.
I'm going to have some spaghetti.
Yeah, I got to carb up for this delivery. I'm eating this spaghetti.
Nora Ephron, who wrote a bunch of movies and books and stuff like that, said if she gets hit by, she already passed away, but if she got hit by a bus, her first thought would have been, I should have eaten the croissant. It's just, life is so carb based, and it's bad for us and it kills us, but at the same time, it's the only thing worth living for.
Yeah, calories don't matter.
Some people like sex, but I think I'm gonna go with pizza.
Yeah,
you can just have both. You don't have to.
Pizza can't get you pregnant.
I mean, that's fair. That's fair.
It just looks like you're pregnant.
No, but I may think about it. They'd be like, if you let me put a baby in you, I will give you pizza. I'd have to think about it. Well, I don't have a uterus, but I mean, if I did, I'd have to think about it.
Then you could just say yes now.
Yeah,
You're I don't know why I didn't take.
Absolutely.
Oh my
Better try some more pizza.
I'm curious about your uterus being removed, because I might evict mine. We're not on speaking terms right now.
You don't need it. You don't need it anymore.
Did you have your ovaries taken out too?
I didn't have my ovaries taken out. So I still have those. But yeah, I had a hysterectomy. It was great. I don't have to worry about, I don't want any more children anyway, but it's nice to not have to worry about it. And I was pretty young. I was 34, but I had 3 kids, and I was a foster parent. I was like, we're done. Take it. I don't want it.
Was it in trouble? Why did it get because you can get your tubes tied? There's other things you can do besides the whole.
I did have my.
It's called a hysterectomy.
Yeah, I did have my tubes tied. It's a hysterectomy. Yeah, hysterectomy. I did have my tubes tied, but I just, I mean, I don't want to go into too much detail, but it was was bad every month, and it was just painful. And I talked to my doctor, and he was like, you're done having kids. Like, you don't need this anymore.
Yeah.
So the best way to remedy all your problems is just get rid of it. And I was like, done. It was laparoscopic. It didn't hurt. I was fine like a couple of days later, and I got some good drugs. So
there you go.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then doesn't Amber also have a hysterectomy?
That's how we became friends. So that's how we became friends.
You're in the No Uterus Club.
The Hister Sisters. We're
Hister
Hister Sisters.
Sisters.
Yeah.
Oh, that's y'all should get jackets.
Yeah.
I support this. I think there should be like, is there a group on
There's
Facebook?
Heather Tolley Bauer. So Heather Tolley Bauer had posted something about her hysterectomy, and she was like working on a joke. And then when Amber saw that I also had one, she messaged me and was asking me questions because she had just had one. And then we just became friends, and then realized that we had the same like vibe, and we started running shows together, and now she's like the godmother for my children.
Oh, I love it.
I think she's like actively waiting for me to die so she can take my kids, honestly.
It takes a village.
It does.
Right?
It
It's
does.
Good to have folks around who enjoy hanging out with
Yeah.
kids and have a fun energy. I think maybe you should do like a hysterectomy show. How many women have had hysterectomies? I know my grandmother did.
Everyone in my family has maybe
Is that Texas
Maybe it's like in the DNA.
medicine?
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. They're like, you can have babies or you cannot have a uterus.
We're going to take out your uterus. We're going to barbecue it real
Yeah.
good. It's going to have a
Yeah.
vinegar sauce.
Yeah, if you're not going to use it, you can't have it.
The lady parts.
Yeah.
They really like to brand their lady parts.
They do. Yeah. I was in Georgia, but like my mom, my grandmother, aunt, sister, all of them, like we are a no uterus family.
Do y'all have like the same gynecologist? Or
No.
Was it all similar problems with just like the
fibroids?
Yeah, and like endometriosis, all that.
Oh.
Yeah, all that sexy stuff.
Yeah.
We all had that.
Wow. Sorry to all the listeners out there finding out that women are more than uteruses.
That's right. It's more than tits and clits, guys.
Yeah.
Tits and clits. Oh, do you have merch that says that?
No, but I should.
Yeah,
Sorry, Mom.
Hister Sisters more than tits and clits. I'm just saying, like this is.
That's my new T-shirt.
This is good right now.
Please
That
buy
is-
my bumper sticker.
But you got to put it on the front.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I love it. Like print it backwards so that people can see it in the rearview mirror.
I know. I can't wait to leave here and look on Twitter and someone
Yeah.
else said it, and I'll be like, shit.
Oh, wow. This is a video, so it counts more than Twitter.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
yeah.
This has been produced.
I don't know how the internet works. History. I love it. Yeah. So like hysteria, like I guess in old fashioned like Greek times, they would say a woman was. Joel loves it.
I love. We've talked about this before. You have dyslexia, and also you're undiagnosed ADHD, 100%. Because I have dyslexia and I have the diagnosis of ADHD. But I just love seeing how your brain ADHD jumps. You're like hysterectomy. Anyways, so hysteria is what women used to get diagnosed with back in the day.
Because in Greek times, they thought the uterus was flying around the body and
It's just flying
causing
around.
women to go crazy. And so hysterectomy, hysteria.
Yeah.
Your uterus done be moving around.
Yeah.
And they got to get it cut out. And is it going? Is the video going?
It's still good.
Okay, good.
Can I get more champagne?
Oh, sure.
I just like chugged mine.
Yeah. all this
very good.
hysterectomy talk making
Yeah,
everyone
it's
thirsty.
making me drink. You're gonna be like, we can use none of this footage.
If we couldn't,
it got
if
way
we,
too
if we couldn't
middle-aged
use
woman.
if we couldn't use footage because there's too much drinking or talking about vaginas, this show would not be on air.
The only time we couldn't do one was for Gay Bob.
They're just waiting us to like start nursing a baby at this point.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so a lady in Boulder, Colorado, where I was living and raising young children, got in trouble for breastfeeding her baby in the pool at the public pool.
Oh wow.
And I'm like, if you can't breastfeed in a public pool in Boulder, Colorado, where can you? Literally, you move there because you're gonna see some titties feeding babies.
Yeah.
You're gonna see a lady eat her placenta after she'll bury it in the backyard, and she will make sourdough out of her breast milk.
Yeah.
You're in Boulder. Strap on.
Yeah, that's weird.
Is that how you say it? Strap on?
Strap it on, yeah.
Strap up?
I didn't do it in public,
Strap
but I did
in.
it for way too long.
Strap in. Oh my gosh. Let's talk about breastfeeding. I have some good stories.
All right.
Okay, so you breastfed for way too long or no?
It was like 18 months for each kid.
That's so healthy. Do they have allergies?
No, not a
See,
single one.
I pooped out, and my younger son has allergies.
That was liquid gold. I was like, you will mine all of this.
It's so good for them. But I was so upset that like culture, I was like, okay, I just spent 9 months carrying this baby, not drinking anything, wink. And now like I have to go and sit in a bathroom and breastfeed every 2 hours.
Yeah.
And I was like, I am not doing this. And so I also had a pump because I have like really sensitive skin. And so I had a pump every time.
Yeah.
And the pump has these tubes where you're like, I won't even call them nipples because they look like fingers.
They look like trumpets. They look like the end of a trumpet.
Yes, like it's like a big long thing
Yeah.
goes in, and it's a clear tube, and it sucks it, and then the milk starts flashing everywhere. And I am embarrassed to say I would pull out my breast pump at dinner parties and be like, I'm doing it here. I don't care who sees what. I'm not going to the bathroom for 30 minutes and missing the social time I need so desperately.
Yeah.
And it was interesting to see like who would come over and talk and who was like,
Yeah.
"Ugh." And then the first time I met my now brother-in-law, he walked in the front door of our home, and I was like, you could see the sofa right from the front door, and I was just like, hey, what's up? Nice
Yeah.
to meet you. My name's
Like,
Amy.
it's covered. It's just
No.
a really cool bikini.
It wasn't covered.
Oh. Well, you can't see the nipple because it's like in the thingy.
Full tits out.
Yeah.
No top.
You can just see the like.
And then the
you can see the
nipples.
good part. Yeah.
So that was me rebelling. I don't know. I think I was just so lonely. Like I needed to have social time, and I was not going to be put away. No one puts baby in the corner.
Yeah, it was like liquid gold, and I was just like, I'm not buying formula, and I'd never had any trouble. I still pump. I don't even know how much we had to get rid of because I just never.
Did you
I
donate
I have
it?
massive boobs as it is, so imagine these full of milk.
Right.
'Cause, yeah.
How's your back?
Oh,
Is that what happened to you? Is that what happened to your uterus?
Yeah, yeah.
It got cantilevered out.
I know. Seriously, it got tired of supporting my massive boobs for the last 30-something years.
My grandmother had to have breast reduction surgery because her these bones here were breaking.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
I'm not far from that.
I've never heard of that.
I don't
I've never
feel like
heard
I'm
that
far from
that-
that.
that
It was like
extent.
she had dents. She
Yeah.
had dents in her shoulders from having in her clavicles. What is her shoulders from having?
Yeah.
I mean, you can tell right now I don't sit right. Like if I was like sitting up straight, but
Just
it's
rest
like
them on
they I know
Yeah,
they just like
yeah.
weigh me
Oh,
down.
does that feel good?
I know.
Yeah,
Sometimes-
my mom had breast reduction surgery, and actually, I told my friend to talk to her because she was like, I want to do it. I was like, my mom did it. She was so much happier, and her back stopped hurting as much.
I
So,
know.
and then my friend Emily Effler got them when she was like in her early 30s, and she was like, that was the best decision I've ever made.
Yeah.
Also, she was like, I still have giant breasts afterwards. It's
Yeah, that's what I'm worried. Like my whole life I was like very small, and then even when the day I had my youngest son, I weighed 30 pounds less than I do right now. And then I had my hysterectomy and gained like 50 pounds.
Oh, wow.
And so I keep saying I want to get the surgery, but I want to like try and lose weight first and then see what's left after that and then decide.
Yes, and then see what kind of tissue you have you're
Yeah.
working with. The way to I have been deep diving on YouTube, all these places to find out what to do when we age as women because we get belly fat because our hormones change, and instead of telling your body to put fat in your badunkadunk and your chunka chunkies, it goes to your belly.
Chinky.
Instead of
Yeah.
going to your tits and your clits.
Tits and
I have
clits.
2 clits.
Yeah.
It goes one in the back. No.
You're going to have to totally caption this one nerdy for vaginas. Like,
No,
that's
once
all-
again, that's the show. That is the show.
So instead of it goes to your tummy. And so far, and this is going to change every time I talk to you. This is where I'm at now. No breakfast, like intermittent fasting, eat a lunch and a dinner, have it be 0 high glycemic carbs,
Yeah.
lots of I have an avocado, eat that first. Eat the
Yeah.
avocado and protein first.
Yeah.
And then low glycemic carbs. And then you are supposed to do weight training instead of lots of cardio because we're losing muscle rapidly and bone. we're just shriveling up into old shrews. Come visit me in my lab.
I know. I need to do the weight training part, but I've been doing the calorie and like the avocado and eggs for breakfast. I've lost 15 pounds in last month. Thank you.
That's a lot in a month.
It is. I know.
You look great.
They said I'll reach my goal weight March 1st. So just have me back on next March, and then we'll see.
A reveal.
We'll see what the difference is. We'll see how many chins I have left in March.
Right? That's another thing. Like my chin's starting to drop, but I'm like, oh wait, if I just lose 10 pounds, do I not have to get a surgery? And I don't want to. I tried to get my décolletage, my chestal area lasered because it's permanent redneck now from all the sun exposure I've had.
Me too.
And the day I was supposed to go get my lasering, I meditated in the morning. I never meditate. It was just this one morning. I think I was nervous, and my body's like, hey, I'm your friend. You don't laser your friends. I canceled my appointment. I chickened out. I don't want to be. God. Life is already ouchy. You're gonna fall off a bird scooter in Texas.
You're gonna get hit by a train. You got
hit by a train. Tell the train story. Go.
No, I was on my way home from church, and the rail had been
humble brag.
Yeah, I went to church, and the rail had been going up and down on our way to church. So it was doing it when we were leaving, and I just thought it's just still messed up. So my friend was in front of me. They went through, and when I started going through, it was coming down. So I swerved so I wouldn't hit a pole. It pushed me back onto the track. The train hit me from the right. So I actually got hit from the front, left, and right side of my car. Like the back of it, you couldn't even tell. And I broke my neck, 3 bones in my back, my arm, my pelvis.
That's why you don't sit right.
In 5 places. I know.
Don't blame it on your boobs.
My right leg is skinnier than my left one because I couldn't use it for 8 weeks.
Oh my gosh.
I have 2 pins in this finger. I cannot straighten it, but I can shoot around a corner.
You have
I'm like a robot.
Early onset arthritis. Which finger?
This one, it has 2 pins. It was a 7 when it happened, and they put 2 pins in it. And they didn't give me enough anesthesia. I woke up during the surgery. I woke up and I didn't feel pain, but I could feel them literally drilling and tugging and pulling on my finger.
Oh, baby.
This is why I'm so crazy.
I think you're pretty not crazy. I think you're pretty amazing.
Well, can you text my husband that? Can you tell him?
Well, I don't know what goes on at
and my father-in-law.
Well, you do have a spreadsheet of favors.
I do. I do, but I give favors to ask for them back. I don't just have a spreadsheet of people I want to ask for stuff for. It's I give people something.
I think that's
not
smart.
Sexual favors, but just some.
Those are still favors, though.
I know.
Don't discount those.
What did you give favors for? No, sorry, give you. Do you have a spreadsheet for people who have wronged you? Now that's cray.
Yeah, a revenge sheet.
A revenge sheet,
like a kill list, in Adam. What was it, Billy Madison, where he's the people he needs to
Steve
kill.
Buscemi.
Yeah, Steve Buscemi, and then when he calls
to
apologize, and he's like, "All right, Billy, I'm gonna take you off my list." I don't have one written out or typed out, but in my brain, 100%.
Mentally it's there.
100%.
Well, yeah, because you don't want a paper trail for something.
No, in my brain, we were just talking about this. So we run shows, and I was I'm one of Lace's TAs, so I see people right when they start comedy, and we're very good at booking people who are newer and giving them chances, and then some of those people go and start shows, and then they don't book us, and so I was like this person hasn't booked me in 13 months, and I was I just had that calculator going in my head, but it's just because I'm just a numbers person, and I have a photographic memory.
You have a photographic memory, and you've been hit by a train.
I do. It's crazy. It didn't affect my brain. Everything else, but not my brain.
You have to write a novel. You have to write an autobiography because it's going to read like a novel.
I know, but it's everybody thinks it's so cool that I survived getting hit by a train, but then when you hear the actual story, it's not that cool. It's just it hit me,
but you survived.
And I survived. But that's it.
And you're not bitter. You're living a successful life, and you're making amazing things happen here in Atlanta for the comedy scene. And
then Gabby Watts has a joke about her relative getting hit by a train. So
she stole your material?
No, she didn't steal my material, but I was just I thought I was the only one. Now I'm not, it's you don't know more than one person who's been hit by a train, but she does.
That's a good, well, maybe they usually don't survive.
Yeah.
You know what? Now that I've seen a lot of things on TikTok, I see a lot of trains hitting things. We got some loose trains up in this country. I don't know what's going on.
Oh my god!
Because they're overworked and all the drivers are sleepy. And then Joe Biden was like, "No, you can't make a union."
Yeah.
Oh, really? The train drivers?
Yeah,
they're called conductors. I was testing you.
Yeah, I told you I have ADHD, not autism. Okay, so I don't have a lot of train knowledge here.
I don't have
You
train trivia.
Yeah. But yeah, Joe Biden was just like, because they were going to strike earlier this year, and then he told them they can't. And
I saw that. Yeah. They wanted because they didn't get overtime or sick leave or anything.
Yeah, they don't. They're getting. I'm pro union on every sense though. So.
Me too. Yeah, for sure. Also, give them time off because when they hit you, it hurts.
Yeah, I'm saying that's why there's so many train derailments and stuff. It's because they are overworked. I know.
It was an Amtrak train going 40 miles an hour. Like there were people on it. I can't imagine what it was like for the people and children on that train.
It takes a long ass time for a train to stop.
That's what they said when. So like the front obviously hit me, and by the time it finally started, it was a long ass Amtrak train. The end of the train was like right where my car was. That's how long it took it to stop.
So it must hit the front of your car.
It hit so I was driving, it hit the passenger side, and I was driving a Nissan Xterra.
Peel you out?
Yeah, so it hit me on the right. So I hit a pole head on.
Crush over you.
No, so I hit a pole head on. It pushed me onto the track. The train hit me on the right, and then it pushed my car back around. So then I hit a pole on the left side. Okay. So that's how I got hit on all three sides.
It's still very impressive you're alive. Like I like how you're like, all that happened was I was hit and I didn't die. And I was like, that's pretty impressive.
You're a pinball in a pinball machine.
And I weighed like I was a senior in high school. I weighed like 99 pounds soaking wet. Like I don't know how my bones withstood all that
crunching.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Sometimes I feel like lighter people fly around easier.
Yeah. So my adrenaline was so high. I tried to crawl out of the back to the back to get out.
Yeah.
And they had to get jaws of life to get me out. But like they didn't realize that I was as injured as I was because I was just like moving around. Yeah. It wasn't until they did the CAT scan that they were like, oh shit, like we got to put a neck brace on her. Like
quick.
She's hurt. Yeah.
My mom was in a car accident, and if she flipped over and like hit a telephone pole, and she woke up in the back seat. It was like before seatbelts, I guess. And she went to the hospital, and they put a neck brace on her. And she was like in the hospital. She had to pee real bad.
Oh no!
And so she's like, "Where can I pee?" She looks out the door, can't find it. There's a sink in the room. She took her neck brace off, got up on the sink, tinkled, got back in the bed, was putting her neck brace back on, and the nurse walks in and is like, "Don't take that off."
So I was like unconscious for a little bit, and my friends spent the night with us in the hospital, and my sister just reminded me the other day that I hadn't said a word, and I woke up in the middle of the night because one of my best friends farted in my hospital room, and I just like leaned up and I was like, dude, it's like you're playing the tuba and you just blew me away. And that was like my first words like to anyone after I got hit. It was crazy.
Oh my God, you were meant to be a comedian.
Yeah,
that's perfect. Like, there's nothing funnier than a fart.
Yeah.
I'll go. That's what I should have on my gravestone. There's nothing funnier than
you need to put that on a T-shirt. That is good merch.
Maybe I have to make a joke.
Brown comedy.
There's nothing funnier than a fart.
There's nothing. That's true. It's so good.
Try to keep love alive in your relationship.
Yeah, exactly.
Some people say don't fart in front of your partner. I say do.
Me too. Someone asked me that the other day. Do you fart in front of your husband? I'm like, I'm sorry. We're with each other a lot. Like, am I gonna go downstairs and like hide or go in the garage like to do it?
Oh my God, you gotta make it funny though. You have to be like, pull my finger. You have to like use it as punctuation in a sentence. Yeah.
Ken's so lucky.
Yeah.
Well, you know he has toyed with a vegan diet, so.
Yeah. We don't hunt them down to do it.
No, Amy's saying she's hunting down.
I did. I farted on my son the other day, and I peed a little. I'm a lady. I'm a grown-up lady woman.
You're like, but I was wearing a skirt, so it's fine.
Was this why you're all on vacation together?
It was we were packing before we left.
I'm sure he was like, I can't wait to spend 3 weeks with you.
He was
like, happy birthday.
He wasn't packing fast enough. He needed... I was trying to parent.
Yeah.
Creative parenting.
Yeah.
Compassionate parenting. Is that what it's called? Mm-hmm. I don't remember because my kids are too old now.
That's not cruel and unusual punishment.
I don't think so. We used for punishing for a spell, we did tickling. And that actually feels like cruel and unusual punishment.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
my
yeah.
kids hate tickle. Yeah, they hate being tickled.
Just like we tried a little bit of spanking, don't tell anybody, and then that didn't work. And then we're like, okay, how about tickling?
I'm horrible at parenting my kids. Like my
Did you
kids
have
are so
foster kids?
they're so funny. We haven't been foster parents for a few years because we wanted to wait till our kids like were older, but like. I was like trying to write a joke about this recently because I was like, you can judge all you want, but you try getting onto your kid when he says "athsole" with a lisp. like it's so funny. You can't not laugh. Like it's so funny. He's like playing Mario Kart and he's like, "You're an asshole." Like that's funny.
Yeah.
What is a fit?
Yeah, like it's funny. I have to laugh, and I'm like, "Go to your room." I mean, great job, like excellent delivery, but still go to your room.
Does he really have a lisp?
Yes.
Does he go to the speech therapist?
No, I mean he was like a lot younger. It wasn't like
okay.
yesterday. It was when he was younger. He's like grown out of it, but like he's
Is he
was,
playing
like,
with 35-year-olds too on the thing? Because that's where he's learning that language.
No,
from.
this was Mario Kart. No, he 100% learned that from me or my husband. Like,
You're like, also, you can't get mad at them if you're teaching them these things.
No, I'm not denying
My mom
it.
says when I was like in kindergarten, I said to her, "It's okay, mommy. I'll help you take out the fucking garbage."
Oh my God, that's amazing.
Because she was yelling at my dad, I guess, because he wasn't taking out the
they
effing garbage.
They get it from us. Like we were going to the other day. We said we were going to go to the liquor store, and my 7-year-old goes, "You mean the lick my balls store?" And I just looked at him and I was like, okay, that's fucking hilarious. Yeah. And he definitely heard that from my husband. Like, I can't fault him.
Did you say back, liquor, I don't even know her?
No, I should have.
We'll write some down. I'll get some from my teenage son, so write some down.
But I did turn around and I was like, young man, that is going to be such a great joke. Thank you so much for doing that.
You're like, don't do that in school in front of guests, but keep bringing it. I got to get a new type 5.
Thank you for your contribution.
There's like knowing when and where to use inappropriate language. I'm still working on that, but I'm hoping my children have figured it out and they can tell me.
I know. I feel like my kids cuss more than I do. Like, I know that's not a brag. That's not a good thing.
Well, if they're playing video games, they're playing with older people who cuss a lot.
Yeah, they do play video games.
I just said cuss. I'm officially a Southerner.
No, you said cuss. If you would have said curse, I would have been like,
is that bad?
No, I think cursing is just more like older, like a 6-year-old to get. Okay,
because I'm from the north.
Oh, swear.
I'll cuss you out, and then we'll eat biscuits and be friends forever.
Swear. That's very biblical. Like, you're not supposed to swear.
Oh, is it?
I guess
don't know
it's
anything
like
about the Bible.
take the Lord's name in vain. That's
that's
not
vain.
Quite, yeah, that's not the same. Yeah.
Is vain an old timey word for swearing?
Take the Lord's name in, I guess. Yeah, I'm very drunk right now. I don't.
I'm sorry.
I don't even know what I'm saying.
This is what happens when you diet and you drink.
I know.
And you're like, don't have anything but an avocado for lunch, and then have a bottle of champagne when your friends come over.
Yeah, it's like, this is actually the best champagne you've ever had. You will get drunk, but it's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
And I promise I didn't roofie you.
You're also not the drunkest guest we've had.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
Who was it? I need to know.
His episode isn't out, and no one will see it.
No one's allowed to see it. It was fun. I had a great time doing it.
Yeah, but like Amy made we made a picture
of margaritas
first.
Nice.
It, and then made a second one that we were drinking during.
Sometimes being a good hostess can bite you in the ass.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't have I mean, I'm fine. I didn't have margaritas, but I really don't drink very often. I feel like I drink when I'm at Amy's house.
You do karaoke.
Yeah. Oh,
we did comedy karaoke.
Wait. Oh, yeah, we did karaoke. Yeah, we did karaoke
at
comedy
your festival,
at the festival.
Bringing it all the way back here.
Yeah.
So Matthew English runs a fabulous show called
Karaoke comedy.
And a comedian gets up, does 5 minutes of their set, and then they sing a song that kind of represents the set.
Yes.
And I didn't realize how funny karaoke could be until I saw comedians do it.
It was so fun.
Because I know he was getting ready for a prom themed one. Was that also
that was the
festival?
same
She
night.
was on that show too.
I was
Promedy.
going to say that two of our guests have been like coming here and then
Yeah.
talking about prepping for your festival because there's
Yeah.
Promedy and then Caitlin. Because we got pictures.
That was so fun.
On Matthew's episode.
Y'all were doing a photo shoot.
Yeah, we
that
did a
was
little
so
photo
fun.
shoot
I remember
afterwards.
that.
Yeah. This is just the preamble to your comedy
Yes,
festival.
this is part of the welcome committee.
That was one of my favorite shows. We're actually talking about bringing. It was Cassidy Kolhanek. She's from Chicago. And we were talking about asking her to come back, but we would do it at Wild Heaven this time, so we could just bigger, and then we could maybe do karaoke comedy after it.
Please, yes, and
because it would just be like a big like dance party, and everybody would be in their prom gear.
It was so much fun, and there was a bunch of young comedians. Did you know all those young comedians who were like when the guy sang mosh, they got on stage, they did a mosh pit.
I
don't think mosh is a kind of music, but I'm 1,000 years old.
I don't know.
What is it called? Guar? What's it called when they're like
like metal,
and they did a mosh pit, and then
I didn't know them, but they were into it. They were so into it, and then Angel Contreras like crushing "Baby One More Time."
We have to get a picture of Angel doing that with the guys dancing. I have a video. I took video.
It was Connor Lyons and Carter Deems, and they literally lifted her into the air, and she was in full Britney Catholic schoolgirl getup. I mean, it was iconic. She really set the bar for all of the future karaoke comedy performances.
And she's a fancy lawyer lady. And I talked to her afterwards, and she's like, "This is the most wonderful thing I've ever done in my life."
You should get Angel on. She's super fun.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, she's like, I've kept people out of prison, but it doesn't top this moment in my life.
She's a public defender, so she's got a lot of rage in her.
She saves lives, and she's like, "No, I just need to lip sync."
Yeah,
she's actually
pigtails and all.
It was real singing. It wasn't even lip syncing.
Oh no, it's karaoke. Like
she did a great job.
You're really singing.
Adorable, great mover. It was amazing. Okay. Oh.
Rockin' body, like looked amazing doing it.
She looks so cute in my pool. Every time I bring her to stage, I'm like, the next comic coming to the stage looks adorable in my pool.
I love your diagram. That's just our names, by the way.
That's perfect. I should usually draw a picture because I can't read. Oh, this is the old one. Okay, so we're at 40 minutes, and I haven't asked you.
Okay.
Besides hysterectomies and trains. Holly.
Yes.
What are you nerdy for?
You would think vaginas after everything we talked about, but I was thinking about this because I knew you would ask, and I think I'm nerdy for Marvel movies.
I did not see that coming. And okay, is because you are a happily married woman. The only reason I would get into those is because I'm trying to date someone.
Okay.
Okay. My brain just exploded and hit my new painted backdrop.
Yeah.
That's what that art is. That's the inside of my brains on this modern art behind me. I cannot believe you like Marvel. And I don't want to make anyone who likes Marvel feel bad.
Yeah.
I just never met anyone who didn't have a penis liking Marvel.
Okay. Well, you have two boys, so I'm surprised that you weren't forced into liking Marvel for one. No, I love Marvel. I mean, there is not a Marvel character that I do not want to have sex with. I mean, that I do not like. There's not a Marvel character that I do not like, Mom.
Aren't they in outfits that look really hard to get off?
We'll figure it out. Hulk will smash it off of Captain America. We will figure out a way to get him out of it.
Okay, so it's your spank bank.
I mean, it's just they're really good, but
they
they're
cast
so
a
good.
lot of hot people.
Yeah, every hot Chris in the universe is in there. Have you not seen the Marvel movies?
I don't know because I don't know which ones are which. What's like? It's
Marvel,
you
don't know like Marvel versus DC.
I gotta make some notes.
Okay, make some notes because I'll give you some notes. So
Marvel.
DC has better villains, and that's it. They have better villains. They have better villain origin stories. But Marvel, I love Marvel movies also because they're very funny. There's a lot of comedy
if
in
you're
the
going to be
Marvel
gratuitously just beating people up for hours, it has to have comedy.
Yeah,
in it
just
for me.
their interactions, their personalities are different. One of the most recent ones was the most recent Thor was Thor: Love and Thunder. I wasn't crazy about that one because there wasn't.
I like the
did you
name.
see that?
Yeah, Ragnarok was funnier. Thor: Love and Thunder was still fun.
I love Thor Ragnarok. Yeah, but
is that when he gets fat and everyone got mad?
That was Avengers.
That was during
Endgame
Endgame. Yeah, that was Endgame.
What? Okay, you already Is it Marvel, DC, and Avengers?
So Avengers is Marvel.
Yeah.
So Avengers is like the group of of all of the like Marvel characters working together to save the universe. So like Captain America, Thor, Iron Man, Hawkeye, Black Widow, like all of those people. Spider-Man is now a part of it.
This is
Ant-Man.
This is how much of a white woman in Buckhead I am. You said all those names, and all I could think about was, Gwyneth Paltrow was in Iron Man
For like 4 seconds.
Yeah.
That's the only way I could relate to any of them.
She's Pepper Potts. She's like Iron Man's
she was
like
so cute.
lady interest, love interest.
And
yeah, so
secretary.
it's totally DC. We don't need to worry about DC.
Okay, we don't like DC.
Marvel is who I'm nerdy for. Yeah.
Okay, we're taking a stand. All right. It's funnier.
They're so funny. They have a lot of jokes.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Who's Guardian of the Galaxy's under?
Oh my God!
That's
I love that you were
Marvel.
about to say Guardians and the Galaxy.
Guardians and the Galaxy.
I
Okay.
bet-
Well,
okay.
Guardians of the Galaxy, you should like also because the soundtrack, like the soundtrack.
soundtrack.
It's so
good. So that's under Marvel.
yes.
Yeah.
Does
It's
he
like
help with the
70s,
Avengers?
80s.
No,
Yeah.
he's in
so,
space.
No, they're all Guardians of the Galaxies are Avengers. So Avengers, the first Avengers movie was basically like Hulk. I'm such a nerd.
I love you.
I know, thank you.
I'm hard as a rock.
Hulk, Black Widow, Captain America, Iron Man, and Thor.
Okay.
And then they started like having all these other Marvel movies. And then so by the time they got to Infinity Wars and Endgame, they like have all of the Avengers, like Ant-Man and Wasp, and all the Guardians of the Galaxy came, and
Do they have
Black
one movie?
Panther.
Do they have one movie where they all come together and everyone's like, they're all together?
That's Infinity Wars and
hence
Endgame.
Infinity.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's when. So it's like they had the first Avengers movie, and then Avengers 2, and then like Civil War or
I've missed
Captain
all of
Civil
this.
War, and then
I watched
they all came back. But it's very funny. Like you should watch it as a comedian because they have a lot of funny jokes.
Okay.
That's why I just mentioned Thor: Love and Thunder because it wasn't very funny, and I was just like missing that.
The name
from
is
it.
hilarious. It sounds like he is falling on hard times and now he has to strip.
I mean, he did fall on hard times.
Yeah.
Magic
but-
Mike Thor edition.
Yeah. and
There's
then
a
his,
scene
like,
where
girlfriend got
they
sick.
make him naked.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't see you
Does
see
Matthew McConaughey come in and teach him how to dance?
No,
'Cause I will watch
you
that.
See, you do see
Right?
you do see a good Chris Hemsworth butt shot. And,
He's so hot. He's so hot.
The Amy's like, oh,
Yeah.
wait a minute.
I'm like, there's a million reasons to
Did you watch 300 ever after Amy's episode?
I started following. There's a Instagram
The
site
Spartans?
called the Spartans of
Yeah.
300 of DC, and I'm following them, and it's entertaining.
Can I tell you one cute little fact? 300, Gerard Butler. My son played Gerard Butler's son in a movie.
What?
Oh, cool. Which
Yeah.
Oh my
one?
gosh!
My oldest son, probably his like worst movie he ever made, but it's called Playing for Keeps, and he was Jessica Biel's ex-husband. So Jessica Biel was my son's mom, and Gerard Butler was my son's dad. And he was just their baby, and he was
Oh my
he was
gosh.
only in the movie for like a few seconds. They took some like photos of like the main character as a baby, but it was my son, and
my
we got to
gosh.
meet them, and they were so nice. Yeah,
Was it in Atlanta?
it was in Shreveport, Louisiana.
They were filming there.
Yeah.
Wow, that's
Yeah.
wild.
We got to go. I know. My son paid taxes. He paid more
Can you
taxes than Trump
can you
that
send us
year.
a picture?
Oh my God.
Can you send us a picture of y'all with him? We'll
Yeah,
put it
we
in
have a
post.
picture
Yeah.
with us. Yeah, and actually, it was so funny because I made a joke that Jessica Biel was like, "Hey, send me this because I'm gonna make it my Christmas card because it was a Christmas scene." So that year we sent that out as our Christmas card, and it was like "Merry Christmas" from the Ballantines and Gerard and Jessica. And it was just them with my son.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
I love that. You have like all these really fun stories. I feel like there is like a chain of like Southern women that have great storytellers. Do you identify as a Southern woman? I don't want to.
I am a Southern woman. I'm
Like-
not a good storyteller, but
I beg to differ.
thank you. I need longer jokes. I need to try. I don't really tell.
Well-
You tell great stories. I don't feel like I'm good at that.
Well, I think I'm trying to do set up punchline more. So like we can
That's
try
right.
this
Yeah,
trade.
just meet in the middle.
Right?
Yeah, we
Okay.
can help each other.
I have like your premise has to have a joke in it too, and I'm like,
Yeah.
but it's the premise.
No,
Okay.
my premise is so funny.
Okay. You love I did the Guardian of the Galaxy ride at Disney World.
That's very fun. That's a very fun
The
ride.
We're
music-
going in September for a week. I've got to
Ooh.
ride it. I've never been to Disney.
Prioritize doing that because we went and we skipped. I went with my niece and brother and sister-in-law. We skipped it because we were able to do like an early ride, and we're like, we'll just do it later.
Yeah.
And then that was the most fun out of all of it.
That's what everyone
Whereas
says.
it's like try to
Make it
do it
first.
as much as you can.
Yeah,
Get
we're
the
gonna do
fast
the
pass.
lightning pass. Yeah,
Yeah.
we're gonna do the
Yeah.
lightning pass and pay extra.
The music was amazing, and like they do the Imagineers do a great job.
Yeah,
Like
it's called
getting
an
you ready,
Omni Coaster.
getting you ready for it. They show you all like the backstory and costumes and but I got sick as a dog.
Oh no!
And we went first in the day, and so I was so sick. I try to drink alcohol when I'm sick because it tells my inner ear, give up.
Yeah, just quit.
Just don't worry what's up anymore. And so I went to the pyramid, the Mexico place, and I just started pounding margaritas until I felt like I wasn't going to throw up anymore.
She's just getting like hammered drunk at like 10 a.m. at Disney.
Yeah.
Epcot. It's actually at Epcot.
Living
Well,
your life.
you said the music was good. That's why. Like that's how the whole like he has like a mixtape that he uses in the earlier movies, and then by the end it's like an iPod. But that's all songs from the movie. That's why the mix is so good.
The music is so good. It's very tilt-a-whirl in the dark, swirling around.
Also, if you're not going to watch a lot of Marvel movies, the whole Guardians of the Galaxy trilogy, because the third one just came out, it is like a pretty fun. You don't have to watch
Trigger warning for
the
number
third
3.
one. A lot of sad. It's just
A lot of sex?
animals.
No animal cruelty.
One of the characters of the Guardians is Rocket Raccoon, and he's like a little raccoon man that was like genetically altered. And so the third movie is about the guy that did the genetic altercations.
The process of that.
And it's just there's some
We don't
sad
need that.
stuff.
We don't need that in our brain holes.
But he's voiced by Bradley Cooper, who is also hot, like all of the other
But
Avengers.
it is outside of there is a lot of animal sadness in the third
It's
one.
like Army Hammer
It
was
is a fun
hot.
one.
It doesn't mean you want to see him.
Okay, not
date
the same
him.
thing.
Yeah.
Don't equate Chris Hemsworth to Army Hammer.
Sorry, I just thought like,
Army Hammer was weird and wanted to eat people.
hot doesn't fix everything. Is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
But it's also it's good writing, good music, good storyline. 5 stars.
Okay. We got to do all of your I love having you. I could talk to you for hours.
Thank you. This is so fun.
And thank you for what you've done to the Atlanta. You and Amber have done to the Atlanta comedy
thank you.
scene, and all of your amazing shows
Thank
and
you.
your festival and bringing cool people here. I'm really proud of you.
Thank you for always crushing and bringing audience members. Book Amy. She's got an entourage.
I try to bring people.
Wow.
My friends have seen all my jokes. I
Yeah.
have very nice friends. Thank you,
Yeah.
friends, who keep coming and seeing the same jokes over and over again.
Yeah. too.
And the new ones, they do laugh at the new ones harder, I noticed. Okay, here we go. I'm going to ask you a series of questions to figure out what your nerd rating is after this Marvel
It
thing.
will be 0.
Wait,
is high? If you're very nerdy, is it high? Because then
Yes.
mine will be very high.
Okay. Have you ever been to a Rush concert?
No.
Have you ever stood in line for a release of some sort and you had to be like the first person to get something?
100%.
Okay, what was it?
Twilight.
Okay.
It was Twilight New Moon. Midnight release, Thursday night, came out the day before. I was in there, and I just remember because I was
Is it
like,
a book?
Yeah, no, the movie.
The movie.
It was
my
the
God.
movie, and I was like 30ish, and I just remember
30-ish?
I was like 30.
That's still. Oh, do you mean in line
I thought
or?
you were like in love with everyone.
No,
and
I think like Twilight New Moon like came out around when I was like 30 because I remember being in line at Discover Mills Mall and just being like, she needs to put on more clothes. Like I just remember being old enough to be like, why did her mom let her leave
Are you talking
her house
about
like
the characters
that?
or people in line
No,
with you?
the people in line with me. The people in line with me 100%. They were all much younger than me, but I was there. My husband, bless his heart, he was there with me at midnight on a Thursday to watch.
Where were your
New Moon.
children?
So
In the
I
train?
only had one. I think I only had
Okay.
one when that came out, and it was Grayson. So he would have been with my in-laws. But
So
yeah,
overnight.
we were there. Yeah.
So do you stay all night? Did you pee in a cup? Did you cannibalize anybody?
No,
How
I
dark
didn't.
did it get?
It was the midnight release, so I had to like wait in a very, very long line for it. But I didn't have to like wait overnight. Like it came out at midnight, so we got there at like probably like 10 p.m. or something. It wasn't like an overnight kind of thing.
Cool. You didn't have a tent.
It wasn't like Black Friday kind of.
Okay, you didn't have like a
waiting.
barbecue grill
no,
set up.
No.
Okay,
No.
and a tin can to tinkle
No,
in.
but it was a midnight release. It still counts.
Yes, no, that's pretty cool. Or ish.
It's still
You have
nerdy.
a very sweet
It's
husband.
still nerdy. Oh, he's a saint.
Do you have a card collection like baseball, Pokemon, postcards?
I have a baseball card collection.
You have a baseball card collection?
I do.
Okay.
I collected baseball cards from when I was very, very young. I haven't collected them in years, but I still have all of them. That was what I would spend my allowance on. My mom would take me to a shop. I would get baseball cards. We would go when players would come in.
So you were collecting hot men from a young age, is what I'm
for
hearing.
sure. Yeah,
This is
I had
the
no
theme.
questions about my sexuality from like when I was 8 years old. I collected baseball cards.
If you got the baseball cards wet, did the clothes come off the men?
If I got. No, I was a big tomboy. I loved baseball cards. I got like Ninja Turtle ooze, like bath, like bomb stuff. Like I was.
Well, I think Ninja Turtles were for everyone.
Yeah. Well, and it's like skateboards and foot. I mean, I was very much a tomboy, but I was
all 90
loved
pounds
baseball.
of you.
Yeah.
Did you make the skateboard space? Could the skateboard go, or were you too light?
Oh, I could make it go.
Okay.
I could make
You,
it
like,
go.
scoot
Making it stop and like do what it was supposed to was harder than making it go.
I believe it. Those I have some friends who are older who are like, I used to skateboard, and they get on the skateboard and then they bust open their shoulders.
Yeah.
Yeah. Have you ever owned or held a tropical bird?
We had Quaker parrots when I was growing up.
Wait.
Like the green one.
Oh, I heard Quaker parents. You had Quaker
Parrot.
Parrot.
Yeah, it's like the green. It's like it looks like it's not as big as like a parrot. It's called a Quaker parrot, and it's like the bright green one.
Are they
And it
little?
they're about that big.
How
and
long
they're
do they live? A
tall.
really long time.
They do. They live a very, very, very long time.
You have to have a will. If you have a tropical bird, you have to have a will because they live longer than people.
Yeah.
How much longer?
Like they have like 90 years or something as average.
I don't know. Yeah, we had it from when I was like
And
very,
they can't
very,
eat
very
they can't
little.
eat avocado.
They
Don't
had
ask
it
me how I know
forever.
that.
Yeah, his name was Nolan after Nolan Ryan, which is
Is it
a
a
baseball
baseball?
player pitcher.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, for the Texas
Okay,
Rangers,
so
Houston Astros.
It's safe to say that they'll live around 50 years, but some species can live up to 70, 80, or even 100 years.
I love that
Yeah.
he's fact checking. This is
Well, no, it's not
amazing.
fact. I'm just curious because
No, this is
sometimes I'm just like,
awesome. I
want,
love
yeah,
it.
It's
yeah.
a very fancy podcast.
Yeah, this is very
Yeah.
good.
We have a blue
Tiffany
bookcase.
blue
Blue bookcase.
Freshly
The producer
painted.
has a
He
laptop.
has a laptop.
Yeah.
He can.
We talked about vaginas.
They verify. They verify. We are not
Yeah.
just spitting gibberish at y'all.
Yeah, well,
I did
the
look it up too.
hysterectomy
Women
part.
are more than tits and clits too. That's also. I had to go through a lot of internet sites to get that back though.
Can you see if that's trademarked?
Yeah, a lot of internet sites. Like I don't know about that.
You've been scrolling for a
Yeah.
while over
yeah,
there.
yeah. 20 minutes in, I'm like,
Tits
oh,
and
I
clits.
found one that said.
Joel
yeah.
can't stand up now. He has to sit
Yeah.
for a while.
Yeah, I'm just kidding. Grab me another margarita for the next recording.
He's gonna have to look at grandmas for a while on the internet until things calm
Yeah.
down.
Tits, clits, and baseball cards.
Heyo. Okay. Have you ever had a pair of fairy wings?
I have not had a pair of fairy wings.
Life goal for the
Life
next
goal. My daughter
festival.
did, but I didn't. She had purple ones and pink ones, but I've never had
The next
any.
festival, you should wear fairy wings.
All right.
How many times have you used AI chat
Chat GPT.
chat
Is that what it's called?
GBT chatbot?
Never.
Yeah. Okay. I'm sensing a theme. Do you have strong feelings about AI and feel the need to bring it up? Sorry, this is based all on my son right now.
No, I've never used it. When everybody did those like AI like picture, where you could like see yourself as like the AI cartoon, I didn't do it. I've never used.
I don't want to see what I would look like hotter. It would hurt my feelings.
Yeah, I don't need
Let
that.
me have my droopy face
No.
and my.
I'll just be like, Lola, can you like edit the fuck out of these photos? if
Lola's
I
the
need-
best.
Yeah.
Shout out Lola Scott, best headshot
Oh,
woman
yeah.
ever. So great. All of the
Yeah.
pictures I use are from
No,
her.
I've
and
never done anything with
She makes
that.
me feel beautiful.
I know.
Do you have? Sorry. I've already read that already. I'm great at reading.
Zero feelings on AI.
Do you have have a musical that you know all the words to?
The music, probably Grease, like OG, like
a classic.
Grease, yeah,
Yeah.
Grease.
Okay. Have you read Ready Player One?
I have not.
Have you watched the movie?
I have.
What'd you think?
I don't remember much about it. My son made me watch it. My 12-year-old son made me watch it.
Will Wheaton reads the book on tape. It's quite good.
I mean, I do like Will Wheaton from Big Bang Theory
and Star Trek.
Yeah, but I watched Ready Player One, but I think I was probably just like scrolling on my phone the whole time. I didn't pay attention.
My son and I listened to Will Wheaton read it to us on Audible, and like it was an activity we could do together when he was young, and it was a page turner, and all of it came out to happen to be true. Like these people just like being in their computers all the time and living in those things that come over from China, and they go on the boats. And they were on the train that hit you. What are they called?
The people that come on the boats,
like the boxes. They called them the stacks. They lived in the stacks, but it was like these boxes. How do we containers?
Oh, okay.
The shipping containers.
Thank you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, people are living in shipping containers instead of housing in the future because we all run out of.
I feel
water.
like saying I watched it is a stretch. Like it was on in the background, so I like listened to it.
Yeah.
But like I'm also diagnosed ADHD,
Ooh.
so I was like on my phone and not hearing.
I have a question for that real quick. So the older I get, the more I need to have some. Like I used to be like, I can't think there's noise.
Yeah.
And now I'm like, I can't think there's not noise.
Oh, I can't have noise to think. If there's noise, my husband will have a full conversation with me and get so mad because I
can't focus on
don't hear a word that he says.
Okay.
If I'm reading something and you talk to me, you might as well be mute.
So you have hyper focus.
Oh yeah, I can't. Oh, I'm 100% hyper focus. I take Vyvanse, Adderall. Like I cannot focus if I'm reading something and you're talking to me. It's just in one ear and out the other.
Yeah.
Like I could not do what you're doing right now, just like reading, and I could not do that. Like I would just keep reading it and forget that we're recording a podcast right now. And just
so when you're
distracted.
peeing and you're on Facebook, which is you can't do one.
I'll be in there for an hour because I'll just like keep reading and then be like, oh, they did break up, and then I can't leave.
You can't leave, and then you're like, okay. Did I do more than pee while I was here? Because I forgot.
Yeah,
It's been an hour. I can't remember.
Don't know. They could be like, dinner's ready, and I'm just like, what? No, she had her baby. I can't hear anything outside my little shell.
Look, I was good. It's a strength and a weakness. I would imagine, right?
Yeah.
All this.
I will finish my project, but I won't acknowledge anything that's happening around me.
What's it called? Not biodiversity. What's it called? Brain. Joel, stop scrolling on the internet for clits and tits.
Brain fart?
What are you talking about? Biodiversity?
No, neurodiversity.
Neurodiversity.
Okay. You kind of cheated earlier.
No, I saw one question. I saw
this is
one
the first
question.
time we've had a cheater on the pod.
No.
I saw one. You were making margaritas. I had nothing else to look at except for the beautiful decor and that.
Now that I
saw
hear
one question.
you hyper focus, I saw totally forgiven.
Yeah, and I read that same line 12 times.
Who wrote The Lord of the Rings? J.R.
Tolkien.
And have you read them?
I have.
You have?
Yes.
Okay, checking that box. And did you read like the Silmarillion?
Silmarillion, I think.
Did you see that?
No, I did read The Hobbit, but I didn't.
You read The Hobbit?
Yeah,
that's cool. Okay, so you showed me something really cool on your phone. Please explain, and we're gonna send the picture to Joel.
Mm-hmm.
So I love the Lord of the Rings. I love the Lord of the Rings movies. My favorite movie was the Two Towers. But my son is the only 7-year-old in the world who is into Lord of the Rings. Like for Christmas and his birthday, all he asked for were Lord of the Rings Legos, which they don't make anymore.
Oh wow!
So it's like $28 just to buy like one little minifigure.
Get it on Etsy or something. Right?
But at the last Atlanta Comic-Con, they had all 4 Hobbits at Atlanta Comic-Con, so we paid an insane amount of money for my little 7-year-old to have his picture made with all 4 Hobbits. So he got to meet Frodo and Sam. He got to meet all 4 of them and get his picture.
It's an amazing picture.
And he was in his Frodo costume.
Everyone on YouTube can see it right now.
Yeah.
And like I wonder too, like how many. I saw that picture. You put it on the internet. I'm like, how many adult males do I know
many were
that are like
jealous.
that little kid?
They were
even
so
know
jealous.
Doesn't even know how to love the Lord of the Rings yet.
I know. And the best part is it was Sean Astin who plays Samwise Gamgee. It was his his birthday, and he made him a card, and he gave him a card that said "Happy Birthday."
Did he know it was his birthday?
Because we're super fans.
Little nerds.
We're very nerdy.
I went to the Chattanooga Film Festival. Elijah Wood was a guest at it one year. He's very nice. I was his in-town liaison to like show him around.
Yeah.
But one of the cutest things, it was this very young child. I don't know, they were like 5 to 6. He was dressed up in this little 3-piece suit, had a little bow tie on, and he walks up with the Lord of the Rings box set trilogy, and he's like, "Excuse me, Mr. Elijah Wood, I'm your biggest fan. Will you please sign this for me?" And he was like, "Oh yeah, of course." And he was like asking Elijah Wood about like questions about the movie, and he was just like so down to just talk to him like he was Frodo.
Yeah.
It was the sweetest thing ever.
He was dressed as Frodo. He had the Frodo like hairy feet. He had a Build-A-Bear that was dressed as Frodo. I mean, he was into it. They were all so nice. I will say, Elijah Woods is like one of the like most famous out of all of them, and I felt like he was the most shy. Like they were all so nice.
Yeah, he's just a weird little indie nerd.
He was just like, "How are you doing? Thank you," you know. But like Sean Astin was like, "Oh my God, thank you so much!" Like, and then I can't think of their names in real life, but like the two little like little hobbits,
Mary and Pippin, the other two.
Yeah, I couldn't think of their like real life
Those
names.
actors.
They were just not like batshit crazy, but in the best way. Just like like just so like eccentric and amazing, and they were all so nice. But Elijah was just like very like reserved, and I just thought it was funny because I was like, wow, he's the one that like you would think is the most used to, you know, the fame and
he could still just be an introvert and be like,
Yeah.
I've been doing this for 2 days now, and
Probably
I've had zero alone time
too. But they were so nice.
Yeah, people always like, my husband's like, when they go meet him, they're like, "Oh, he's like so nice and outgoing." I'm like, wait for 3 days. At this
3
wedding,
days
He talked to me
later,
the most. He talked to just me today too.
Ooh.
He came up in here when I was looking at the change of the studio, and he said like 3 sentences in a row to me, and you weren't around. I was like, no big deal.
Hey,
I've been coming over here for 7 months now.
Yeah, you're like, I'm working my way up.
Yeah, well, he's home tonight because he's not rock climbing because he's getting his teeth replaced.
Oh, I know. I saw that when we like stayed at the guest house. I was like, oh yeah, I have one of those in my house.
The climbing wall.
Yeah.
Right? Okay. Do you do scuba diving?
No, I've never been scuba diving. I've been snorkeling a few times, but not scuba diving ever.
Okay. Yeah, me neither, basically. Pilot's license for planes? This might be more of like a rich people.
I got hit by a train. Do you think I actually would fly my own plane? I'm not trying.
This is very specific to your family's
death.
nerdiness.
You already survived death once, so you might just be like immortal.
I feel like some of these questions are very influenced by your family's nerdiness.
Do you have a pilot's license? Who's gonna let me fly their plane?
A full flight simulator set up.
He does.
It is intense.
That's crazy.
We went in the other day, and then she was like, "Can I show my friends your little flight thing?" And he was like, "Yeah, whatever." And he's like in with like the VR goggles and stuff. And she's like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "He doesn't want to talk to us." He's like, he's actually flying.
Yeah, like the things that go up and down, and then like the don't crash button.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that sounds so fun.
I played like flying video games, but they're ones where they're like, "Oh, you're in space, you're blowing up things." Like he's actually like, "Oh, I gotta check the wind. Oh, you know what? It's not good. It's not good timing right now. The flight control's calling in. I gotta do an early landing in Phoenix right now. Sorry, I gotta write 30 minutes of real time till we can launch."
Fun.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Have you ever won a perfect attendance award?
I did in 5th grade.
Ooh,
in 5th grade, I won
perfect
attendance. Only year.
I'm gonna check that box. Okay.
Photographic memory. See, told you.
Oh my gosh. So did you get really good grades?
Yeah.
That's amazing.
I did.
And you're using your photographic memory now to make
for stand-up,
silly
like I'll write a
jokes.
joke and then it's like memorized.
There you go.
Like,
That's amazing.
so that's kind of what's hard when I'm like helping like with Laugh Lab and they're like, "Oh, how do you remember your jokes?" And I'm like, "Well, I just write it and don't forget." Like,
oh my gosh.
But yeah, I can pretty much like see a phone number and then it's memorized. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I can see a phone number and I'm like, that looks like a dinosaur.
Yeah.
What numbers make dinosaurs? I can't even. My own like social security number was a challenge. You know, like back in the day in college, we had to memorize it.
Yeah.
I don't know my phone number for this house.
Yeah.
But, okay, who has a landline anyway? I'm 1,000 years old. Here we go. Have you ever been stuffed in a locker?
No.
Oh,
but I did stuff someone in. No, I'm just joking. No, I've never done or been stuffed or stuffed someone in a locker.
Neutral locker material.
Neutral.
Can you swim the butterfly?
Yeah. Is that
Yes.
Is that, yeah.
The one that looks like you're humping.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is that how you dislodged your uterus?
Yeah.
Okay,
Just humping the water in a bowl.
Okay. We have to do this one because this is the one question we're bringing over from season 1.
Yeah.
So do you know Amanda Dobbs?
Yes.
She
I know
broke
her
the
name.
algorithm. She broke
Uh-oh.
this one. She won it. She got all of them. This was all these questions. There's like 30 questions. She got them all yes.
Oh, she said yes to all of them?
Yeah,
Oh,
so
wow.
she broke that. So this is the new list. I think I need some work on
Am I
it.
your first Marvel woman? Or?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
You're your first first Marvel
I know Marvel
anything.
women.
I didn't even I've like thought about this earlier and like had stories and we didn't even like tap into it. Like we just like
Yeah.
talked about other stuff. I was just like, oh, it's definitely Marvel.
My girlfriend's also really into Marvel, and
Yeah.
and it's not because she's dated a nerd either. She's also just
Yeah,
nerdy.
I've literally gone down rabbit holes to figure out what suits are made out
You
of.
start
Like
watching-
it's bad. It's
we
a
don't
whole
have to
thing.
talk about this, but did you
Like
start
for
watching
costume
Secret Invasion
designing?
yet?
Yes.
Yeah, I watched the first episode.
Yes.
We
watched the Disney spinoffs, like all the miniseries.
That's what we're talking
yeah.
about. They just dropped a new Disney Plus Marvel show. There was only one episode out.
Okay, what was the one where it was the lady with the red hair and it was all these old TV shows from the 1950s? It was
That's
so cool.
That's
WandaVision.
WandaVision.
That one's really
It's
good.
like Scarlet Witch.
that Marvel
That was
or
really-
DC?
Yeah.
that's Marvel.
That's Marvel. That's actually Mary-Kate and Ashley Olsen's sister, Elizabeth Olsen, plays her.
Oh.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed that. I liked seeing all the old.
It's really good.
That one's a very fun one. That one's a good one.
It's a good one.
And
You
the-
don't realize what it's going to be about when they show you the previews, and then you watch it, and you're like, oh.
Yeah, what's happening?
Yeah,
yeah, it
it's
was
good.
really
It's
cool. Okay, do you have you ever worn a cape?
Yes, I was the evil queen for Halloween, and I had to wear a cape.
Yeah, there
when
we
I was
go.
the evil queen.
Ah.
Yeah.
Lot of capes on this show.
Yeah,
Yeah, I was the evil queen. My daughter was the evil queen's daughter, Evie, from Disney's Descendants. Our foster daughter was Snow White. My son was the
Oh.
Prince Charming. My son was the mirror on the wall.
Oh my gosh, this
Yeah.
is adorable.
So your son has had to tell you that you were beautiful all the time?
Yeah, he was the little mirror on the wall. And then what was I can't remember what Jason was, what my husband was. He was something.
The
I don't
apple.
remember.
I
You're
don't
just too
know.
busy looking
No,
in the mirror
I think
to
he was
pay
a dwarf.
attention.
No, he's a dwarf. He was one of the 7 dwarves.
Okay, that's
yeah.
funny.
Yeah, I was the evil queen. I wore a cape.
Was he humpy?
No. Was
he horny?
Hairy? A cross between horny and grumpy, probably.
I don't
Hungry?
think
Tired.
one of them was horny. I don't think
Angry?
I don't think
Hangry?
one of the 7 dwarves. There was a dwarf there was a cut with 8 dwarves, and they're like, this one's horny, and they're like, Walt.
Grumpy,
What do you-
grumpy, sleepy, sneezy, dopey, something, bashful dog. I don't remember. I skipped one.
I don't remember them. That's not in my hard drive.
Grumpy,
don't-
sleepy, sneezy, bashful, dopey. I don't know. I got 6. I don't
Sweaty.
remember. I
So
don't
it's
remember.
Doc, sleepy, dopey, grumpy, happy, bashful, sneezy.
I think I forgot happy.
So yeah, one of them is just all of the other ones are like the feelings, and one of them is a doctor.
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess.
Was he really a doctor?
No, his name was just Doc, and he was the smart one.
I love how I named all of them but happy. What does
Yeah.
that say about
Well,
me?
this is why
That's
we're
the
all
one
in
I forgot?
comedy.
Yeah. It's a weird name, Happy. Okay. Here's the last question. You ready?
No.
What is your who is your celebrity crush? You're going to take an hour to answer this.
I have so many celebrity crushes. I don't even know.
I like how you're like you like seem like you're gonna feel bad if you don't say the right one because you're gonna hurt their feelings.
I know.
They're
like,
gonna watch this.
call
Yeah.
me and be
You're like, when I have a dream later.
I mean, rest in peace. My one for my whole life was Paul Walker, and I met him, and he was
Oh.
amazing. I got to sit in his lap, and then he passed away.
Do you have a picture of you sitting in Paul Walker's lap?
Yes,
Okay,
when I was
send
in
that too.
college.
Who's Paul Walker?
He was
in
Fast and Furious. He was in She's All That. He was the guy that set the bet with Freddie Prinze Jr. He's been in
I
a
missed
lot
all
of
this.
good movies. But he's like the main character, Brian O'Connor, in the Fast and the Furious movies. And he was like my first like love. And then he died. I think it was like 2013
I don't remember exactly. Yeah, he died in a car
in a
accident.
car wreck that he wasn't even driving.
Oh.
So him, Chris Evans, Chris Hemsworth, honestly, any Avenger named Chris, pretty much, yeah. any of them, Ian Somerhalder. I don't know. I mean, just
Yeah.
just bring them all.
So what do you like?
Matt Olson, first baseman for the Braves.
She's just
it a new one?
she's just
Yeah,
got a little
he's hot.
fantasy harem. She's like, all right, you're up. You know, you can bring the other Chris's
Like,
too.
whichever one
Yeah.
is
Line 'em up.
available.
Yeah,
She's
yeah,
got
yeah.
the card collection.
Yeah.
She's got your spank
I
bank.
love all of it.
Ready to
Anthony
go.
Jeselnik, hey, like all of them.
That's fun. Do you like think about them at night, or are you like just driving around?
Just thinking about him right now.
So my son left his Thor action figure in my bed the other day, and I woke up and took a picture, and I was like, "Oh, my dream came true!" Like he's in my bed. Chris Hemsworth plays Thor.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So yeah. Oh yeah, I dream about them. I mean, no, I don't, babe, ever.
Right. And see, thank you so much, Holly. I really appreciate you coming.
Thank
and-
you. It was so fun.
I love you so much.
Drop your plugs.
Yeah, drop your plugs.
We'll put them in the notes too. But tell everyone
Okay.
where they can follow you and where they can follow all the comedy shows that you also book.
Okay, cool. I'm on Instagram. I'm at Holly Ballantine Comedy. On Twitter at Holly Ballantine. My website's hollyballantine.com. And then we run shows through Hissy Fit Comedy. So that's at Hissy Fit Comedy on Instagram, and then at West End Comedy Fest on Instagram.
This is wonderful.
Thank you so
Yeah.
much. This is so fun. Y'all are
Thanks
great.
for coming.
Yeah, thank you.
And see.